All right, so today we're diving into VigRx Plus,
Oh, yeah.
one of those male enhancement supplements that promises to,
Boost your performance, huh?
yeah, exactly, boost your performance in
Yeah.
the bedroom.
Make you a bedroom Superman or something.
That's right, and we've got a ton of information on this one,
Not good?
including this promotional review that's absolutely packed with
Packed with what?
scientific citations.
Oh, wow. So they've done their homework, it seems.
It seems like they have, so
Sound promising.
yeah, we're going to unpack it all and see if VigRx Plus actually lives up to,
To the hype.
yeah, the hype. Are the ingredients legit? Do they really work?
Important questions.
We'll look at the claims and what the science actually says.
All right, let's get into it.
So get ready for some surprising facts about this one.
Oh, I love surprises.
Yeah, we're talking horny goatweed
What?
and the fascinating role of black pepper extract. You won't believe what it does.
Black pepper extract.
Okay.
Okay, you've got my attention now. I'm ready to dive in.
All right, let's start with the claims because VigRx Plus does not hold back.
Oh, no, these guys never do.
They're promising firmer erections, raging libido,
Of course. Of course.
better satisfaction.
Who doesn't want that?
Right. And they even throw in some impressive percentages to back it up.
Oh, I love a good percentage.
Oh, yeah, they love those percentages, like up to 58.97% improvement.
Wow, almost 59%.
Right. And 82%?
82%. Spill the beans.
Satisfaction. They're talking about satisfaction.
Okay, satisfaction, all right? That's a big one.
But how are they planning to deliver on these big promises?
Right, what's the secret sauce?
Yeah, what's the magic formula?
Magic formula.
Well, their promotional review points to 4 key areas they aim to address.
Okay, lay it on me.
So first, they say they target sluggish blood flow.
Makes sense. You need good blood flow for, well,
For everything.
for everything, exactly.
Then there's wonky hormones.
Hormones. Always a tricky one.
Right. And then poor nutrient absorption.
Okay, so the body's not getting what it needs.
And lastly, the dreaded stress and fatigue combo.
Oh, the classic double whammy.
Yeah, you can't argue that those factors play a role in male vitality.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But how does VigRx Plus tackle these issues? What's in this formula?
yeah, break it down for us.
Well, they're banking on a blend of natural ingredients, some of which have a long history of use in traditional medicine.
Okay, so going the natural route.
Yeah, and 2 of the star players here, according to them, are Korean red ginseng and
Oh.
horny goatweed.
Wait, hold on. Did you say horny goatweed?
Yes.
Okay, I have to admit, the name always makes me chuckle.
Me too, me too.
But is that just a clever marketing ploy, or is there something more to it?
Well, it's definitely a name you won't forget,
That's for sure.
but it's actually been used in traditional Chinese medicine for centuries
Really?
to enhance sexual performance.
Interesting. So there's some historical context, at least.
Yeah, and VigRx Plus claims that it can boost nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide, that's the stuff that helps relax blood vessels, right?
Right.
So better blood flow.
And they also suggest it might even support testosterone levels.
Okay, so more than just a funny name then.
Right, there's historical context and maybe even a scientific basis for its inclusion.
This is getting intriguing.
I know, right?
All right, what else is in this potent concoction?
Well, they also highlight this ingredient called bioperine.
Bioperine. What in the world is that?
So bioperine is an extract from black pepper.
Black pepper, the kind you sprinkle on your food.
Yep, that's the one.
Hmm.
And bioperine is supposed to enhance the bioavailability of other ingredients.
Bioavailability meaning.
It helps your body absorb and use them more effectively.
Ah, so it's like a booster for the other ingredients.
Exactly, like a turbocharger.
Clever. Makes you wonder why more supplements don't include it if it's that effective.
I know, right? And VigRx Plus really plays up this unique aspect in their marketing.
Smart move. It definitely sets them apart.
Now, to add even more credibility, they've got a doctor's endorsement.
Oh, a doctor's stamp of approval, that always adds weight.
Yeah, they mentioned Dr. Stephen Lamb. He's the director of NYU's Center for Men's Health.
Impressive credentials, not just some random guy in a white coat.
Right. And of course, they sprinkle in those glowing user testimonials.
Oh, yeah. The VigRx Plus changed my life stories.
Exactly. Talking about how amazing the product is and how it's helped them in the bedroom.
I bet.
But it's important to remember
What's that?
that those are individual experiences.
Right. Everyone's body is different.
And what works for one person might not work for another.
Plus, they're probably cherry-picking the most positive reviews.
Exactly.
So a grain of salt is needed with those testimonials.
Absolutely, we can't just take them at face value.
Agreed. We need to look at the bigger picture.
Now, VigRx Plus isn't the only game in town, right?
Of course not. There's a whole industry built around these types of supplements.
Right, and they actually provide a comparison table,
Oh, interesting. A head-to-head matchup.
pitting themselves against competitors like Performer 8 and Seminax.
Bold move. So what's the verdict? How do they stack up?
Well, it's a smart move on their part, right? It gives you a sense of how they compare.
For sure. Transparency is always good.
What I found interesting is that while some competitors share similar ingredients,
Mm-hmm.
the dosages often differ.
Dosages, yeah, that's important. It's not just about what's in it, but how much.
Exactly. And the amount of scientific research backing up their claims also varies.
So some might have more evidence than others.
Right.
Okay, makes sense. So it's not a simple us versus them scenario.
No, there are definitely nuances to consider.
And having that comparison table is helpful.
Very helpful.
For sure. Puts things into perspective.
Now, another point they highlight is the evolution of VigRx Plus.
Oh, how so?
Apparently, it wasn't always the same formula.
Interesting. They've adapted over time.
Yeah, initially their focus was primarily on erectile dysfunction.
Okay, straight to the point.
But they've broadened their approach now to encompass this idea of overall male vitality.
I see. So it's not just about ED anymore.
Right, it's about energy levels, mood, stamina, overall confidence.
A more holistic view of men's health.
Exactly.
Makes sense. It's a growing trend in the wellness industry.
It really is.
Okay, so they've evolved. They've got a doctor's endorsement. They're comparing themselves to the competition.
And they stress the importance of patience and consistency.
Patience and consistency with any supplement, really.
Right, it takes time for your body to adjust.
No overnight miracles.
Definitely not.
They recommend taking 2 capsules per day
Every day, yeah,
and sticking with it for at least a few months.
to see optimal results.
Okay, so it's a commitment.
It is.
No quick fixes here.
So we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
We know VigRx Plus makes some big promises.
They do.
They're targeting blood flow, hormones, nutrient absorption, stress.
The whole shebang.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've got those unique ingredients like horny goat weed and bioperine,
Definitely a memorable name.
plus a doctor's endorsement and those glowing user testimonials.
But we've also raised some important questions.
We have.
Highlighted the need to look beyond the marketing hype.
Yeah, we can't just take their word for it.
Exactly. We need to dig deeper, look at the evidence.
Now let's delve into the scientific evidence and see if those individual ingredients actually live up to the hype.
Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. All right, so let's dive into the research behind these ingredients.
Yeah, let's see what the science says.
Yeah, their promotional review actually links to a bunch of scientific studies.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it suggests they've at least tried to back up their claims with some evidence.
Right, not just empty promises.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's start with that Korean red ginseng.
The one with the long history, right?
Yeah, the one that's been used in traditional Chinese medicine for ages.
What does modern science have to say about it?
Yeah, does it actually work for male enhancement?
Well, there's this 2008 study. It was published in the International Journal of Impotence Research,
Okay.
and they looked at Korean red ginseng's potential for treating erectile dysfunction.
Interesting.
And the results were pretty promising. It seems like this ancient herb might actually live up to its reputation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the study found evidence that it can support nitric oxide production.
Which is good for blood flow.
Exactly. It helps those blood vessels relax.
And there were even some hints that it might boost testosterone levels.
Ooh, testosterone. That's a big one.
It is.
So we're not just talking about folklore here.
No, there's some actual scientific weight behind it.
Pretty cool, huh?
Now, what about ginkgo biloba?
Ah, ginkgo, the brain booster.
Right, but VigRx Plus claims it can also improve blood flow and even intensify climaxes.
Interesting. So they're saying it has benefits beyond just memory and cognitive function.
Exactly.
Does the research back that up?
That's the question.
Well, a 2015 review published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine looked at this.
Okay.
They analyzed several studies on ginkgo biloba and its impact on erectile dysfunction.
And what did they find?
It's a bit mixed, but there's a suggestion that it could improve blood flow.
So potentially helpful for erections.
Potentially, yes.
But
But as with many natural supplements, we need more research. Yeah, to confirm these effects and figure out the optimal dosages.
right, so it's a maybe for now.
Promising, but not conclusive.
All right, let's move on to saw palmetto.
Saw palmetto, that's typically associated with prostate health, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it does.
So in this case, VigRx Plus highlights its potential to help maintain healthy testosterone levels.
Oh, okay, so kind of the different angle.
Like
Do
the-
they have any research to back that up?
They cite an article from the Pacific Center for Naturopathic Medicine.
Okay.
suggesting that saw palmetto concentrate can help with managing erectile dysfunction.
Hmm.
And there's another article from Medicine
Uh-huh.
that talks about its possible impact on testosterone.
Interesting.
But it also emphasizes that we need more research to really understand this connection.
So again, some potential benefits, but we need more data.
Precisely.
Okay, now let's get to the ingredient with the unforgettable name.
You mean horny goatweed?
That's the one. Is there any science behind this seemingly outlandish ingredient?
Right. It sounds more like a joke than a legitimate ingredient.
It does.
But surprisingly, there's actually some science behind it.
Really?
Yeah, the active compound in horny goatweed is called icariin.
Icariin, okay.
And a study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine suggests that icariin might block the PDE5 enzyme.
Wait, isn't that the same enzyme that's targeted by those prescription ED medications?
That's what makes this so interesting.
So are they saying horny goatweed could be like a natural alternative?
Well, if it can really impact PDE5 naturally, it could potentially offer similar effects to those medications, but without the synthetic ingredients.
Wow.
But, and this is a big but, we need a lot more research to confirm this effect
Of course.
and to understand the long-term safety and efficacy of using horny goatweed for this purpose.
Right. It's too early to say for sure.
Exactly. We need more data.
So proceed with caution, but it's definitely intriguing.
Very intriguing.
Now, they also list a bunch of other ingredients. Damiana, Morapuama, catalba bark extract, hawthorn berry.
Wow, they really pack a lot into this formula.
They do. What can you tell us about those?
Well, the research on these ingredients is a bit more preliminary,
Okay.
but there are some interesting findings. For example, a study in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology
Uh-huh.
suggests that Damiana might have aphrodisiac properties and help with sexual arousal.
Interesting.
And Murapuama has also been studied for its potential benefits for libido and erectile function.
And what about catalba bark extract?
It's thought to potentially reduce fatigue and boost sexual desire.
Okay. And what about hawthorn berry? I've heard that one's good for the heart.
Right. The source points to the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health,
Okay.
which acknowledges its traditional use for cardiovascular health.
So improved blood flow could indirectly benefit sexual function.
Exactly.
Wow, so there's a lot going on in this
A
blend.
lot of ingredients, a lot of potential benefits.
But how much weight should we really give these studies?
That's a great question.
Are we talking about rigorous clinical trials or just small preliminary studies?
It's important to be discerning when evaluating scientific evidence.
Absolutely.
And while they do cite a number of studies, many of them are small or preliminary.
Okay.
What's really missing is a large-scale clinical trial that specifically tests the combined formula of VigRx Plus.
So it's one thing to have studies on individual ingredients.
Right.
But it's another to prove that this specific combination actually works as intended.
Exactly. It's like having all the ingredients for a cake, but not knowing if the recipe will actually work.
Right, you need to see the final product.
Exactly.
So while the research on some individual ingredients is promising,
It's not a slam dunk for the overall effectiveness of the product.
we need more data.
We do.
But to their credit, they were upfront about the fact that results can vary.
Right, and that it takes time to see any changes.
And they even provide tips on how to maximize the benefits.
Like what?
Well, they emphasize the importance of consistency, taking it every day as directed,
Of course.
and being patient.
No quick fixes.
Exactly. They also suggest incorporating healthy lifestyle habits.
Like a balanced diet and exercise.
Right, and stress management techniques to support the supplement's effects.
Makes sense. Supplements aren't a magic bullet.
Definitely not. They're just one piece of the puzzle.
It's about taking a holistic approach to well-being.
Couldn't agree more.
So we've explored the science behind the individual ingredients
We have.
and acknowledged that there's some research to support their potential benefits.
But we've also highlighted the need for more rigorous studies on the complete VigRx Plus formula.
Absolutely. We need to be critical consumers and not jump to conclusions.
Now, they claim there are no known side effects because the ingredients are natural.
Right, natural equals safe. That's the idea.
But is that always the case?
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that.
I figured.
While natural often implies safety, it's not a guarantee.
Right, just because something comes from nature doesn't mean it can't be harmful.
Exactly. Some herbs can interact with medications or have adverse effects for certain people.
Especially people with underlying health conditions.
Absolutely. So it's crucial to consult with your doctor
Always a good idea.
before starting any new supplement regimen, just to be safe.
Great advice. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
So, we've taken a deep dive into the science behind VigRx Plus,
I have.
explored the potential benefits, and acknowledged the limitations of the current research.
We've also highlighted the importance of a holistic approach.
And emphasize the need for personalized medical advice.
Exactly. We've armed you with a solid understanding of the claims, the ingredients, and the science.
Now let's shift gears and see how VigRx Plus compares to its competitors and how the product has evolved over time.
Sounds good. Let's get to it.
Okay, so we've really broken down those claims and looked closely at the science behind VigRx Plus.
Yeah, we've gone deep.
But before you make up your mind about it, let's compare it to some of its competitors.
Right, see how it stacks up against the others out there.
What really stood out to you from their comparison table?
Well, the pricing seems pretty competitive.
Okay, so not the cheapest, but not a total ripoff.
Right, fall somewhere in the middle.
And ingredient-wise.
Yeah, there's definitely some overlap.
Like we see Korean red ginseng and that horny goat weed again.
Yeah, those seem to pop up in a lot of these formulas.
But I'm guessing the dosages are different.
Oh yeah, the dosages vary quite a bit from product to product.
Which is important because the effectiveness can depend on how much you're getting.
Exactly. And the amount of research backing up their claims also varies.
So some might have more clinical studies to support those benefits.
Right, while others rely more on traditional use or anecdotal evidence.
So it's really not a one-size-fits-all situation.
No, definitely not.
There are some subtle but potentially important differences between these products.
Which makes doing your research even more important.
Absolutely. You got to figure out which supplement aligns with your needs and priorities.
For sure.
Now, let's talk about how VigRx Plus has evolved over time.
Oh yeah, they weren't always focused on this whole male vitality thing.
Right. They used to be all about ED.
Just straight up erectile dysfunction,
But they've broadened their approach now.
which I think is a smart move.
Me too. It shows they're recognizing that male sexual health is more than just one thing.
It's multifaceted, connected to overall well-being.
It's about energy, mood, stamina, confidence.
A whole package.
It's a much more holistic perspective.
Which seems to be the trend these days in the wellness world.
It really is, and it's good to see companies embracing this shift.
Yeah, they're acknowledging that there's more to a fulfilling life than just, achieving an erection.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have. It's been quite a journey.
We've looked at the claims, the ingredients, the science, the competition.
We've seen how VigRx Plus measures up.
What are the key takeaways for our listeners who are considering this product?
Well, the bottom line is that while VigRx Plus does include some promising ingredients,
Right, there's definitely some potential there.
we need more research, especially large-scale clinical trials. Yeah, to really know how effective that complete formula is.
And individual results will always vary.
Right, everyone's different.
So it's crucial to manage your expectations.
Absolutely. Don't expect miracles overnight.
It takes time, consistency, patience.
As with any natural supplement.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that VigRx Plus isn't a magic bullet.
It's just one part of a bigger picture.
A healthy lifestyle is crucial. Things like diet, exercise, stress management.
And of course, communication with your partner.
Absolutely, it's all connected.
It's about taking that holistic approach.
And understanding that there's no quick fix for true well-being.
Very well said. And of course,
Always
consult
consult,
with your doctor before starting any new supplement.
especially if you have any health conditions or are taking medications.
Right? It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Couldn't agree more.
So there you have it, a comprehensive deep dive into VigRx Plus
We've armed you with the knowledge, now it's up to you.
to make the best decision for yourself.
We'd love to hear your thoughts. What stood out to you in this deep dive? What further research would you do before making a decision?
Use this information, keep exploring, and find what works best for you.